You probably already know there's very little within our control. Very little. There's a winter storm coming in tomorrow, supposed to hit tomorrow morning. I might not be able to make it to church. I cannot control that. I cannot control what's going on in the government or culture. I can't control how someone reacts to one of my YouTube videos. Can't control that. I cannot control the YouTube algorithms if anyone even sees what I'm posting. I cannot control when I place a ad for my fiction. I cannot control if it actually reaches the demographic that I am trying to put my books in front of. Hardly anything can we control. The only thing I can control is what I learn from challenges that I have faced in the last year or experiences that I've had. What do I learn from that? How can I grow? And how can I make my life better in the future going forward from the things that I have gone through? That's pretty much the only thing that I have even a little modicum of control over. So I found these 3 questions that I wanted to ask myself about the coming year. I have a lot of goals. I have a lot of things that I want to accomplish. And so these 3 questions really make you think about where you're headed, whatever it is. If you want to build a YouTube channel, if you want to reach more people, if you want to influence and encourage people, which is what I want to do. I want to encourage through the challenges that I have been through and the struggles that I've had. I want to be able to support myself with my writing. I have a lot of goals and dreams. You probably do too. They might be a lot simpler than mine, not easier, but they might be a lot simpler and more basic than mine, or they could be a whole lot bigger, more than I've even thought of doing. But the 3 questions that I try to ask myself at the first of every year: what am I going to keep doing in the coming year? What am I going to stop doing? And what will I start doing? And I'm going to start with what will I keep doing in the coming year. The first thing is I am going to keep posting on YouTube. I'm going to keep posting videos. The algorithms, for whatever reason right now, it is really encouraging viewership of small channels. I've heard a lot of theories on this, but whatever the reason, I think it has a lot to do with YouTube is wanting to become the source where the whole world gets their news, gets information, learns things. They want to become the main source. The mainstream media has kind of lost that, at least in the United States. And from what I've heard and read pretty much all over the world, they've lost their influence on people. And I think YouTube is kind of wanting to fill that void. And maybe that has nothing to do with it. I've heard other theories and reasons, but for whatever reason, chiefly, people are tired of hearing from the same 30, 40, 50 voices of the big videos that if you're wanting to lose weight or draw closer to the Lord or start a YouTube business, start a YouTube channel, there's big people that would automatically come up in your feed. And I think that they're trying to encourage more diversity in that. So instead of just pushing the big gurus, health, wellness, fitness, relationships, love, money, whatever it is, those big sources, they're wanting to start pushing smaller voices like mine. Whatever the reason, it is working. My channel is growing. I'm so excited about it. And I'm seeing a lot of other channels that are coming up in my feed that are, instead of having 1 million subscribers or a couple 100,000, I'm getting results in my feed, and I'm not even searching. They're just coming up from somebody that, like me, that only has a few hundred subscribers or even less, or So I think that they're just wanting to become a more influential source, and by doing that, they giving other lesser known people a voice. So whatever the reason, it's exciting. Money can be made there. You can build a business around this. So I'm going to keep doing that. Another thing, definitely I'm going to keep doing is fasting, intermittent fasting. I started that in February of 2023. It is a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. It costs you nothing. There are so many fitness programs out there, wellness programs. You have to spend money. You have to stream. You have to subscribe. You have to pay to get all these resources. You have to buy books, supplements, huge. You have to buy supplements. So much money. I'm so sorry. Intermittent fasting is free. In fact, it's cheaper and you have more time because I'm not eating all the time. I'm not cooking all the time. I'm not buying as much food. A lot of times I eat one meal a day. And I know I built up to that. Don't panic and think, oh my gosh, if I begin intermittent fasting, I can only eat one meal a day. No, you build up to it. But a lot of times that's all I do. And that frees up so much time. I'm not in there cooking and I'm not spending so much time eating. Besides all the physical, even what you don't see on the outside, fasting has so many benefits for the human body. I am not a doctor. We reiterate that. I am not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. So please don't do anything without consulting a doctor if you think that's necessary. I'm just telling you what worked for me. Easy, cheap, you free up time, you free up resources, and you just don't eat except for a window. 8 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours, whatever works for you. You know your body. I don't. Anyway, I'm definitely going to keep fasting in the next year. I put on my list exercise, but I have been exercising for so many decades. When my son was little, we would do, used to, you had to buy those tapes, those big VCR. That's it. Those big, whatever those tapes were called. You had the VCR as the only way to work out. That's how long I've been working out. So yeah, it's been a really long time. So I'm going to keep doing it but it's just basically, that would be like me writing, I'm going to keep walking my dog, or I'm going to keep petting my dog, or I'm going to keep taking a shower every morning. Yeah, I don't need to say that because that's just what I've done so long. So anyway, I will keep working out, but yeah, that doesn't need to be said. What I'm going to stop doing, this one really resonated with me. I've gotten that from feedback from a lot of my other videos that people have commented when I had talked about my how to cut your adult children off in retirement. So many people said, you don't need to explain yourself. I don't need to give you a reason. If I do not want to pay your electric bill, or I do not want to go to your destination wedding in Bermuda, I don't have to explain that. I'm going to stop, or I'm going to try anyway. I don't know. I'm going to try to stop explaining myself. One of my pastor's wives back a few years ago, she had said that someone made a comment one Sunday. She showed up for church and she had, I can't remember, she was wearing a new dress or she had a new handbag or whatever. I can't remember what it is. And someone commented on that item. I think it was a dress. Anyway, someone commented, wow, don't you look nice? It must be nice to be able to afford whatever that was, that designer or whatever. And she immediately said, oh, it was a gift. Yes, thank you so much. It was a gift. And so after that, because she did not want people to judge her, because she was a pastor's wife, and typically they don't have much money, so she did not want to them to judge her on showing up with whatever, she would start explaining every time, anytime you gave her a compliment. If you said, "Oh, your hair looks nice," she would say, "Well, my daughter came over yesterday and cut it for me, cut it and styled it." Or if she's carrying a new handbag, "Oh, what a pretty handbag. Yes, this was a gift for my daughter. I love it." Or, "Wow, a new dress. This is like the third week in a row you've come in with a new dress." She would qualify it. It was somebody gave this to me. My sister-in-law can't wear it anymore. It got too small for her, so she gave it to me. She qualified every compliment that she got because she did not want to run the risk of someone judging her or her husband, the pastor, by thinking, where are you people getting all your money? And is that really the best use of your money, buying a new dress when there's poor people in the world? Or we have a health or a food bank ministry. Couldn't you have used the money that you spent on that new dress? Couldn't you have spent that on the food bank? Whatever. And she did this for years. And then finally she realized, I think the Lord told her or convicted her, stop apologizing for the blessings I have given you. If I have blessed you with the resources to buy a new dress, or I have blessed you with that new handbag, whatever, because we all know every good and perfect gift comes from above. If the Lord has blessed us, we don't need to apologize. And I do the exact same thing. Not so much with clothes or whatever. I don't worry too much about that. But if I don't want to do something, I can't just tell you, no thanks, I don't want to go there. Or I don't want to do that. I come up with this big reason, like with my teeth that I've talked about 100 times because it's on my mind, getting my dental implants. So if my son comes to me and tells me he needs me to pay his electric bill because he made some bad choices over the holidays, or they spent more on their vacation than what they intended to, whatever reason, or even if he doesn't tell me, usually people don't tell you why, if they need you to bail them out of something, a situation that they've gotten themselves into, I feel like I have to come up with a reason. I can't just say, no, I'm not doing that. No. I feel like I have to say, well, I just found out I have to get a new implant, and a couple weeks ago I had to buy myself a new furnace. I come up with all these reasons. I'm going to stop doing that in the next year. If I don't want to bail you out of a problem, especially when you created the problem. Now, if it's something that was totally beyond your control, or even if it wasn't exactly, beyond your control, I'm not going to, I will help with, I'm not saying I'm not a generous person. I really am. I know you probably can't tell that by my videos, but I'm a generous person. I'm a loving person, but I want to give because the Lord has led me to bless you, or because it's something I enjoy doing, I want to do, not because I'm obligated or entitled, or you think you are entitled to whatever I have. That's where I have the problem. When people are entitled, or they feel entitled, they're not entitled. When they feel entitled to something, I can't just say no. I have to make a big old reason. I have to start giving you a laundry list of all the problems I got going on and all the stuff I have to do. Just like my friend, someone gave me this dress, or that was a gift, or my daughter cuts my hair, which, by the way, I apologize for this. My hair's in transition. Women all know what that means. That means we're going to look like garbage for a while. I apologize. I'm letting my hair grow out a little bit. So, yeah, not good. Anyway, post below. What are you going to stop doing in the coming year? Do you have a habit or something that's like, I don't need to explain that to anybody. If I don't want to go to your destination wedding because it's just too far and I don't like to travel, or I'm not going to pay $2,000. You can't afford that wedding in the first place. You can't afford to have a destination wedding. You need to save that money. You're already in huge debt from your college debt. Why don't you spend that money to pay off your college debt and have a wedding at your church, which is practically free? And, you know, instead of getting into all of that, no, you do you. You want to spend your money on this big wedding? I think it's crazy if you have college debt or any debt, but whatever. You do you. But no, I'm not spending $2,000 to go there. Yeah, I just don't want to. Whatever your reason is, whether you don't have the $2,000, you don't want to spend it, you don't want to take it out of your retirement. Because most of us, if we had a big expense like that, we know how we would pay for it. Plastic. Yeah, I'm not going into debt to go to a wedding or whatever. I'm not doing that. Debt does not fit into my lifestyle. Whatever my reason, I'm going to stop feeling like I have to explain it to anybody. So that is my big thing to stop doing. There's other things, but that is my big thing to stop doing in the coming year. Explaining myself, legitimizing myself, trying to make you understand my reasoning, the logic behind the decisions and the choices I've made. I'm going to stop that. Or I'm really going to try anyway, because that is a tough one for me. I think we all want everybody to like us. And it's a risk when we say, I'm not doing that anymore. You just you risk not being popular. Oh, Teresa, she doesn't ever want to do anything fun. She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand. She's so cheap. And I kind of am. I'm not kinda. I am cheap. I am a tightwad. You probably picked up on that. And my whole family I'm kind of the family joke. People have laughed at me because I am so tight with $1. I'm so cheap. Yeah, anyway, as I go into retirement, I'm going to have to learn a little bit how to loosen those purse strings a little, spend a little money, and have a little fun. But I digress. That is another thing. Maybe in the next year, what will I start doing will be spending a little money. We'll see. So, and the last one is, what will I start doing in the coming year? For most people, well, maybe not. Anyway, this isn't even a thing for a lot of people, but I am going to start enjoying life. And I know you're thinking, duh, who doesn't do that? Well, it's really hard. I almost feel guilty to enjoy life. Because to me, it almost seems like if I want to enjoy something or look forward to something or move forward, I feel like I'm not honoring my husband. I'm not honoring his memory because I am moving forward with my life. That sounds like, oh, okay, you're done. You're done grieving. It's got to be inconvenient. It's no longer fun or hip or whatever. You're just through. I'm over him. That's it. I'm over him. That's what it sounds like to me. I know it's not right. Yeah. But that's kind of how I feel is if I'm moving forward, I am saying I'm over him. He's in the past. I'm ready to move out of that dark period I was in for the last couple of years. And that's what I hear in my head when I say anything about looking forward to something, moving forward, and enjoying life. And that I don't really know yet what that is even going to look like, enjoying life, but finding joy and laughter. That was the whole purpose of this YouTube channel when I started it, was to find joy and laughter in a really hard world. We live in a really hard world, and terrible, terrible things happen to each and every one of us. But I'm really going to focus as my word for the year. And one of the things I'm going to focus on is enjoying life. And I guess maybe I'll move forward. I don't even know what that is either. I don't know what that means. I'm going to focus on my books and my YouTube channel and my relationship with God, my writing. I'm going to immerse myself in the Word, immerse myself in that relationship with the Heavenly Father. And so it is moving forward, but that's hard. That's really hard for me. And maybe it shouldn't be. And maybe you're kind of not understanding exactly. And I don't really even understand what I'm exactly trying to say. But how are you looking forward to the next year, the next season in your life? Comment below. Let me know. What are some things you're going to stop doing? Are you going to stop apologizing for every decision that you make? Are you going to stop questioning what you do and your choices? Are you going to start working out, start a YouTube channel, start focusing on something that you've always wanted to, but just haven't taken those steps yet? And what are you going to continue to do that's been healthy for you, that's been good for you, that has seen growth? And whatever that is, comment below. Let me know how you're looking forward to the next year. Or if you just kind of think, oh, poor Teresa, she is a train wreck. If that's what you're thinking, you can put a little train emoji, whatever. Anyway, thank you so much. Like and subscribe, share the videos, and I pray and hope that you're finding value.